welcome to Cooking with SonicBlu, and boy do I have a recipe for you today. We're gonna look at all of these dishes that pile up. Oh my god! Does this happen in your house? Dishes piling up faster than you can take care of them? Well, it happens here a lot more often, but don't you wish you had a little camera magic, a little scene that we can do here, a little scene involving some magic of any kind? Well, let's just see if we can work on these dishes, because you've seen that I can perform magic in the kitchen, and let's hope the same thing works for the dishes. So, are you ready with me? This is going to take a lot of concentration, so I'm going to need your help. 1, 2, come on, count with me everybody, count with me all you viewers out there, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hey, wait a minute, what is this? What is this? Somebody wasn't thinking out there. A twisty tie? Come on, guys. Get rid of the twisty tie. Throw the spoon in the sink. Anyway, nice and clean though. Hey, you know what? I'm not too mad. I'm not mad because you actually did think clean stove. I'm proud of you. You're good. So, let's begin. And today actually will be the start of a series of videos that we can show you how to trim your food budget, make it stretch out longer by using foods that are very relatively cheap to pick up, and you can make meals out of them. And so this next series of videos is going to be just about cheap food that goes a long way and you can make just like a meal in itself. Take an example of what we're doing tonight. Tonight we're going to make macaroni and cheese casseroles. Now, how else would you take something like macaroni and cheese and turn a side dish into a main course? That's what we're going to show you how to do. We got a log of ground turkey, which is really very cheap. It's not going to run you into the ground. It's not like ground beef or anything, and it's very healthy for you. Healthier than red meat. We're going to take these cans of chili that cost usually about $1.49 a can, maybe a little cheaper, maybe a little more. Just kind of see what goes on sale. Check the manager specials. Check whatever's on sale. Carry coupons. You know how to save a buck in the store, I'm sure. And we got 3 cans of these. These are 15-ounce cans of chili. We're also going to take an envelope of just some regular old taco mix that you can find, and this is old El Paso taco seasoning. And I would assume that you know how to get certain name brands, because you also want to eat good, and that's the big part of it right there. Is if you're not cooking good, you're not eating good, and if you're not eating good, if you're eating generic taco seasoning. Why? Because too much sodium in the generics, and that's how they cut all the other ingredients, by adding a little bit more salt than usual brands do. So we are going after more seasoning, so we're going for flavor, and a lot of the times you'll find these on sale, and sometimes they'll be just as cheap as generics. So even if it is just a few cents more, go for the name brands. Go for Ortega or Lowry's or McCormick's or Old El Paso. Just don't go generic, because they use way too much sodium in there and it's not going to taste good. Believe me, I know, I've tried. And we're going to be needing 2 kinds of mac and cheese. The traditional mac and cheese, which is usually about 39 cents in your local grocery stores, and this deluxe box, which usually goes for, again, $1.29, $1.39. It kind of varies. It depends on what brand you get, what stores have the best sales, but you definitely need one of these. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the traditional methods of making each ingredient. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to do that step by step in each of the main ingredients for the first casserole. Then after all of that is said and done, we're going to show you how to put everything together in other different types of casseroles, so that you can actually mix not just taco meat, not just chili, but vegetables, and you got your wide array. And tuna goes well too. We'll show you a tuna one. So we got 4 different casseroles to show you, and it all begins right here on the stovetop. And all you need are two saucepans, large size, so that you can actually mix all of your ingredients together, and they're about the same size there. So we're going to need water in both of these. Now we're going to show you 2 of the casseroles, but we're going to do one at a time, just to show you all the ingredients necessary to make them and how to prepare certain ingredients and whatnot. We'll start with the chili mac. Okay, so what you're looking for is about fill this about halfway with water. Bring it back over to the stove and start her up. Now wait for the stuff to start boiling, so turn it on high and get that water boiling. Now what we're going to do is we're going to prepare a macaroni and cheese by opening the box, and I hope you know how to open a mac and cheese box. It's very simple. There's a little cardboard flap here, and sometimes it just doesn't want to come up here, especially generic ones. They use such strong glues, but they kind of skimp a little on the product. How is that possible? Well, the company that makes this stuff isn't the one that's boxing it. That's a different company. So, there we have it. Alright, so open that up, pull your cheese carefully out, and there you go. There's your powdered cheese. We're going to set that aside. We're going to go for our deluxe mac and cheese. Now this is going to have the creamy cheese inside. This is why it's deluxe, and it's all deluxe because of this. In this pouch is the liquid cheese that is even creamier than the powder. Basically with the powder, you're just adding the milk and the butter to make it creamy. It's an instant cheese mix. But with this, all you're doing is just adding milk, just to soften it up a little bit and maybe make it a little creamier. But we are going to prepare these in their own individual ways, but we are going to throw these 2 boxes of mac and cheese noodles together as one recipe. So we are combining the cream cheese and the powdered cheese, and we're going to prepare them exactly the way that the powdered cheese needs to be prepared, adding just a little bit more milk for the extra cheese. So are you following me? Good. Now, we're going to wait for this to heat up, and while I'm doing that, let's go ahead and prepare our taco meat for the taco meat recipe too. And for that, all you need is a skillet. I have one right here. So, put that over there, and we'll just put that there with our ground turkey there. We can actually start on getting it cooking. You'll also be needing some casserole dishes that you can actually find. If you don't have any Pyrex dishes or casserole dishes, you can always get one at the thrift store, and they're about $5 a piece, $4 to $5 depending. Or you can ask a neighbor or your parents or a member of the family to borrow theirs.
And hey, if you're taking this to like a gathering, you can always get one of those disposable ones for like $2.
Or yeah, you can get the aluminum foil disposable ones. And they don't cost anything too. If you got a Dollar Tree nearby, best place to go for some of your kitchen utilities that you don't have. Only $1 is all you need. So we're going to get that started, and we're going to turn this on a medium-high, gas mark 6 on your meats here. Now we don't need this anymore because we've already combined all of our noodles into one box. And this one will be for the chili mac. Actually, this one will be chili mac. We're going to prepare our meats as we go along. So, and the chili, you don't even have to pre-cook the chili because the oven is going to do that work for you. All you got to do is just mix it in. It'll be hot enough. Chili doesn't take that long to cook, and if you cook it before it goes in there, then you'll overcook your chili and it'll taste like mush. Blech. So what we're going to do is we're going to just mix that straight in when our noodles are done. And I'm starting to see boiling action. So let's add our noodles. There we go. All right, there's a little guy there, and we're going to need a slotted spoon to stir them with. We'll use this one. Give it a little good stir there and get them unstuck from each other. There you have it. Where's my spoon caddy? My spoon caddy?
They didn't think of that.
I knew it was dirty, and you guys just zinged it away with your own kitchen magic that you used. So what do you say we bazing that back nice and clean and ready to use? Are you ready? Let's bring back my spoon caddy. 1, 2, 3. There it is. There it is. You guys are good.
They're getting better.
They're getting better, yeah. So, give this another good stir. You definitely want to watch what you're doing here because that's still on high. And the faster we get this boiling up, let's turn this down to a medium low, or a medium high. About gas mark 6, gas mark 7. So, I'm going to put those scissors away. We don't need those. Well, not yet anyway. So, when this is getting heated up and this is starting to brown, we will go to the next step. And what we're going to do is we are going to sample both of these at the end of this particular segment. This episode will be filmed in 2 parts. Part 1 is going to be our taco meat and chili mac casseroles. Part 2 is going to be, now get this, hold yourselves, broccoli and ham. I know you're saying ew, but trust me, I'm going to show you how to do it good. And the tuna casserole, which is to die for. It really is. And so we're going to show you that in segment 2. This is segment 1. So see how it works? Segment 1, segment 2, segment 1, segment 2, segment 1, segment 2. Well, we're almost time for the noodles as it is because they're starting to puff up a little bit. So let me just turn up the heat a little. Let me just see how far along they are. Because noodles don't take very long to cook at all.
I know.
We are ready to drain our noodles. So let's take them right off the fire and drain them. And you get this nice array of different types of elbow macaroni. And the rest of the noodles that are in there, don't worry about that. We can actually mix them in. But what we're really mainly after is getting rid of all that water. We don't want any water. You're enjoying this, aren't you?
Boing,
Boing, boing, boingy, boingy, boingy. Okay.
That's enough.
Once you get all that water out of there, bring this all back over here and quickly, as fast as you can. Bring this over without knocking every noodle every which away. And just kind of slide it right back in there. Now it also helped to turn off our thing. Yep. And we need to put it on the hot burner, but remember to turn it off after you carry your noodles over to have them drained. So the reason why we need to put it back on the hot burner is because we need that extra heat in order to help melt the butter, which we have right in here. Here is it's margarine.
Butter in the blue box there.
I still have one here.
That works too.
We are looking for about 4 tablespoons because there's a lot of mac in there, so you gotta need
A little extra lubrication.
A little extra. Well, let's make that 3 tablespoons, right about there. So 1/3 of a stick of butter, right about there. That's a good size. Let's toss that in there first and get that melting, and then we'll add our milk, and that's right here. Add your milk. We want a good, generous portion because there's a lot of it in there. Okay, and that's about good. Now, first, we're going to cut open a corner of our cheese. And I'll show you how to do that because the best results is to snip off a little corner like so. And that gives you just a little tiny, squeeze all of that luscious, beautiful, golden, yellow cheese out of that package. Squeeze it all out of there. And look at that cheese! Oh, only in the premiums. This is some good stuff. And it doesn't cost you that much to go premium. That's the beauty part about it. You know, it's not your regular powdered mac and cheese. We're just using 1 box of that. But look at this. Ooh, good cheese. See, sometimes it helps to go a little bit extra. But with what you're preparing tonight, it'll be easier on the pocketbook. That's all the cheese we're going to get out of that. Now let's go for our powdered cheese. And 1 envelope of powdered cheese will be going in there. Everything gets stirred in all together. There comes the powdered cheese. Now in comparison, doesn't that look a little too cheap?
Cheapy.
Very cheap, but nobody complains when you have to eat it. Like, oh, mac and cheese again? But this is not your mama's mac and cheese. This is SonicBlu's mac and cheese. And when you're done with this, all of your family members want more of this stuff because trust me, this stuff
goes fast.
It goes fast, but if you have a smaller family, this will actually be filling enough to where it'll last you a while, especially when you're trying to watch that food budget.
And especially if it's just a 1-person family.
If you're by yourself and you make this, consider dinner already planned for the entire week. It will keep you going. As long as you don't make a pig of yourself, you eat accordingly, you eat good, and look at all that. That's nice and creamy because we added all that milk in there. And look how creamy it is. Look how beautiful it is. And you want it nice and creamy. Add a little extra milk, but do not, for the sake of everything that is holy in the kitchen, do not go short on milk or anything to make this a little more runny than usual. The reason being is because it's going into the oven. It's going to harden and thicken up. So you'll want to make sure that this is nice and creamy when it goes in. Do not cook this dry. Don't skimp on the milk and don't skimp on the butter. I know a lot of you out there will say, well, how about margarine? Margarine is good. It's just not as good as butter. But if you're watching your money, you probably want to get margarine. And that's fine. That is great. Use margarine if you need to. You won't think of any less of you if you have to use margarine instead of butter. Now, that's done. Let's take a look at our meat. Almost there. We're almost there. There's still a bit of pink here and there, but let's cook that up a little bit more and we'll touch more on that subject. Now, we're going to take our chili. And this is going to be the chili mac, so let's go ahead and add it to our chili macaroni. There we go. It all comes slushing out of there. Add can number 2.
I don't think we're going to need the 3rd can.
No. If we do, we do. But if we can't fit it in there, you can always toss this into a bigger
mixing bowl.
And just
Would you
mix
like
it up.
that?
Well, let's see how far this goes first. Just mix that in there really good. It's just like making chili macaroni and cheese. Or beefaroni, you know, that Chef Boyardee makes. It's just the same thing. Only I prefer to make mine myself. We are using the no beans chili. You can actually have either kind in here if you want to. A lot of people are asking too, what about ground beef? Can you add ground beef or turkey to it? Yes, you can. You can add ground turkey or beef to it. But note this, the chili already has its own meats in it, so you really don't need to add more. But if you are a meat connoisseur and you really love your meat, then by all means add some.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to need...
We're not going to need the 3rd. So 2 cans of chili, 1 box of premiums and 1 box of standard ordinary mac and cheese. That's all you need. Now, grab your casserole, which is 9 by 13, and just pour it. And you'll notice that not everything gets mixed up because you're limited to space. So when you pour it in here, and we get to this step, you can mix a little more. Because now you got more room. You kind of want to mix a little more because a lot of that has chili in there. You still see a lot of yellow in there. So you want to make sure that that's all one solid
brownish color.
Brownish color. Now I know what you're saying. This doesn't look too appetizing, but it's not done yet. We are not done yet. You won't even see this. Now that is one solid color. The third kind of chili, we'll just eat that.
Well, you
now,
have that.
We're ready for the sharp cheddar. Oh yes. Oh yes. We are adding cheese to this. We are adding more cheese to an existing cheesy recipe. But you can never have too much cheese. Look at this. Now you want a generous portion of cheddar.
And you know, this is kind of like the chili three-way out here. Kinda
Like that. Only this
is with macaroni and cheese
instead
of spaghetti.
Right. So, if you cannot afford niche foods, and I know a lot of people are saying, well, gee, Sonic, you make a lot of elaborate things, but what if we have such a short food budget? Not everybody can run out to the store and get anything they want at their own whim. Sadly, no, you can't. We're also going to use nacho taco cheese here because that's what we're also going to use for that. So we kind of ran short on cheddar. But this just goes to show you can add any kind of cheese you want to. Cheddar, Monterey Jack, Colby cheese, any kind of cheese you want to.
Mozzarella.
Mozzarella if you want to, yes. You can add mozzarella if you want to.
Ooh, some shredded parm would be good on this.
Shredded Parmesan. You can add any cheese you want. If you have a favorite cheese, use it. But my favorite is cheddar. Make sure it's all covered with cheese because all of this is going to be covered in solid cheese. There you have it. Spread it around if you need to. If there's a little bit too much in one area and not enough in another, you know how to kind of even that out. We're going to save the rest of this for the next casserole. And what we need to do is preheat your oven. We're going to preheat it to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Get that heated up, and then reach for your aluminum foil. And we're going to cover that casserole and cook it for 45 minutes. And then 5 minutes before we pull it out, we're going to cook it an extra 15 minutes to get the cheese all nice and crispy. Because you don't want to put it straight on without the aluminum foil. And I tell you, even if you can not afford it, if you don't have aluminum foil, you're going to be missing out on a lot of good recipes and a lot of ways to make it. So we're going to cover this as tight as we can get it. So remember, even if you don't have foil, always ask around to see if you can borrow some of theirs. I'm sure they would be more than happy to lend a helping hand.
When they can.
In this case, a sheet of helping foil. But always carry enough aluminum foil in the kitchen because you are going to need it. Yes. Now, we're going to wait for that preheat. Now, let's come back over for our taco meat. That's getting to be about right. About there. Almost there. Hey, you're just in time. I'm ready to add my taco seasoning to the meat. And it has finally browned up nicely. We drained off all of the excess fats. We added 2/3 cup of water. And we're mixing in this Old El Paso beautiful lush colored seasoning to our taco meat. Now make sure it's all nice and covered and stir it really well. Now once you've got all that seasoning mixed in there and it's looking like taco meat, let it cook for a little bit more. And if you need to add a little extra water to that, I don't think we do.
No, it looks good.
I think we're good on taco meat. So now it is time to mix this taco meat with this noodles. So let's go ahead and mix our taco meat now. That it's fully cooked. All the seasoning is cooked into your beef, and all of it is going to be mixed right here in our noodles. Watch this. This is going to be where the magic really happens. When all the flavors come together in a way where it is delicious. Now if you need to, once you got everything mixed together, fold it so that way everything that's on the top becomes the bottom and vice versa. The bottom gets pushed over onto the top, and that evenly distributes all your ingredients into this big saucepan. Just carefully fold it. All you got to do is just pour it straight in. Pour it straight into your casserole dish. And spread it as you go along so that way it's all even. And we're going to be adding more cheese to that. So let's put that aside and reach for our nacho and taco cheese. Spread it slowly so that you get an even, like a lot of cheese on there. We're going to wrap this up real tight, so make sure there are no vents. And we're going to cook this puppy for about 45 minutes at 375 degrees. So it's towards me. I know that the burners are still hot, but hopefully I can be in and out of here real quick. Okay. Everything has been put together, and now we have two beautiful casseroles, nice and covered up tightly the way we want them. And this oven is smoking hot at 375. So let's get these guys in, and then we're going to cook them for 45 minutes. Being very careful to slide them in like this, because you want to make sure that the foil stays on there, but you also want to make sure your hands don't touch the hot contacts of the oven. Close the oven and let it cook 45 minutes. We're going to come back and pull the foil off. And then we're going to cook it an additional 15 minutes. And then we're going to have some really good casseroles that doesn't cost you a lot of money and can really stretch your food budget out. So until that time, we'll be kicking back and watching something on TV probably. And you should do the same thing too. We'll be back in 45 to pull out our casseroles. Pull out of our casseroles out of the oven. Just enough to where, whoa, hello, look at all that. That's the taco meat. No, that's the chili mac one. But there's chili mac. And now all that cheese has to harden up, but it's a little greasy there. So I think because of the not so premium chili that we picked up. But look at that one. Ooh. Now that one looks good. That one's the taco meat one. This one's the chili mac one, which, like I said, chili mac will be a little greasy. It depends upon what types of chili that you get. So back into the oven for another 15 minutes. It is 9:43. Come on, I want food here. I want food here. Give me some food. Come on, 9:45 now. It's 9:45. Yay, I did it. Yay! Movie magic, TV magic, kitchen magic. I am the kitchen magician. Let's pull this bad boy out of the oven. Now there's the taco meat one. That one looks beautiful. Look at that. Ooh. Now that does not look like the ordinary mac and cheese recipe. Because it isn't. It's a casserole now. And we've taken a side dish and turned it into a meal. There's your chili mac. And as you can see, the top of it is very orange. And that's the grease and the fat that's in your chili there. So yeah, it'll get a little fatty there, but it'll still taste wonderful. Because if you eat chili anyway, you're going to eat that stuff. But this, oh my. See, we've used turkey, ground turkey here. And as you can see, there's no grease. It's more healthy, and it's a lot cheaper that way too. Beautiful casserole, there it is. First, the taco meat casserole.
And doesn't that look delicious?
Yes, it does. And now this could yield about anywhere between 9 to 12 slices.
Let's go to Rune for the taste test.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, here, let's get a good picture of what it looks like.
There's the
Doesn't
finished
that
result.
look lovely?
Now, I'm going to start with the chili mac here.
Yes, let me know how the chili mac is.
Still cheesy.
Is it?
I haven't even been into it. It's just trying to stay together with the cheese.
It is very cheesy.
So, here we go.
There's number 2. Get off from the spatula. There we go. Hot. It'll be hot, so kind of watch out for your taste buds. So you usually allow about 5 minutes to cool, but we're hungry. We want to eat sometime tonight.
Chili mac is really good.
Is it? That one. Okay. And next
Is
grab
the
mine.
Hey, you want to grab him the fourth corner?
Yeah.
next is the taco meat one. Let's try and get a little bit of taco meat in there. There we go.
Okay, this
Okay.
is 2. That just 2. How's the taco meat one?
We got a thumbs up for you.
Next, we're going to show you those other 2 recipes, so take a look at what we got in store for you next. Another idea that you can use for your mac and cheese casserole is a little bit of broccoli and ham, and of course cheese. We got to have lots of cheese. And today we're going to actually show you how to prepare that. It's a broccoli and ham cheese casserole using mac and cheese, cheddar cheese, ham, and broccoli. There's no way you can mess up broccoli. Take your knife here and kill the camera! No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. No, the camera, not the cameraman.
Oh, okay.
No, okay, I'm not going to kill the cameraman because I still need you. Anyway, I'm going to cut off the tops, just like that. They all come off. And you can save the bottoms if you want to, but really, I just toss them away because you only really need the tops. And we're going to trim them down a little bit. Maybe cut them in half a little bit because we want to make this small. Alright, now, it's okay if you get like a few stems here and there, but it's not going to kill you. And we're going to take this right over to our steamer. So let's go ahead and put that over there temporarily. We're going to put all this broccoli into our steamer. Now, a lot of you health or money conscious people out there might be saying to yourself, I can't afford a vegetable steamer. Well, you don't have to. All you need is a large skillet, a little bit of water, and a lid, just like that, with a nice hole on the top for steaming. And if you want to, you leave that a little bit off to the side as well. That'll help steam your vegetables. And we're going to turn this on to a medium-low. Has to be medium-low, and we are going to reach for the magic ingredient in cooking greens, tarragon. Why use tarragon? Well, for one thing, it enhances the flavor. For another thing, when you steam vegetables, especially broccoli with tarragon, your vegetables will look very lush, very green, very beautiful, and very tasty. Now, if you have a lot of family members who don't like broccoli because of the taste, because of the color, you have never cooked broccoli with tarragon. Just a little dab will do ya, just like grill cream. Okay, doesn't take long for the ham to cook, but all we need to do is to just soften it up a little bit because you don't want firm ham in your casserole by putting it in raw. For God's sakes, don't do that and rely on the oven to heat it up. So, leave this now. This is the front, so we're going to leave this on a medium-low, like we said before, that's for that. Well, we're going to turn this ham down to a 2, just to keep it warm. This is what we're talking about, folks. Look at how beautifully green this broccoli is. My, look at that. Now, you are looking at a glorious green garden because 2 elements. 1, you're steaming your vegetables. 2, you've added tarragon, which is also a greening agent as well as an herb. And your broccoli will come out beautifully green. I mean, this is so green. Ever seen one of those 1976 crisp $1 bills? You remember the color of ink on those things?
Right.
That is exactly the color of green right here.
Right,
beautiful,
neon green.
Lush forest red green is beautiful. It's going to go into our mac and cheese. We're going to stir it all up together. We're going to slap it down into our pan.
As if it ever makes it to the mac and cheese.
It will. For this particular recipe, we are using cheddar cheese.
You did it again.
I did it again. And here's an extra bag I just had up my sleeve. Our broccoli should be getting ready. When it gets to be about this point, and it's gotten a little bit shrunken down a bit, you want to test it on something, so grab a nice small piece.
There's one right there.
There's one right here too.
That works. If you can get it.
I got it. That's about as good as a testing piece that you're going to need, really. What you're testing for is firmness. You already can see the color. And the proof is in the eating. Very firm. Let's let that in there for another 5 minutes.
Okay.
You want it to soften up just a little bit. You don't want them too firm. But otherwise, as a side dish, that's perfect. But we're going to leave it in there 5 extra minutes. So when you start to see them shrink and you start to see them really lush up, leave them in 5 extra minutes for it to soften up just a little bit. Because remember, we don't want crunchy crunch crunch. We want a nice smooth texture through and through, baby. We're going to take this nice soft broccoli, nicely steamed, beautiful lush, and I'm going to put it in the... Whoa, hello, somebody turned on my colander. That's better. All right, now we're going to take all of this broccoli and we're going to drain it away. All that water out of there. We're going to take this right over.
Wow, got dizzy there.
And we're just going to carefully mix that in to our mac and cheese. Fold it in because we don't want to destroy the structure of our broccoli. We're just going to fold it.
Now the real test for this dish is Sagen.
Yes, it is, because he doesn't really like broccoli. But we got him to eat broccoli on 2 occasions.
3, actually.
3. Well,
One.
I got him to eat broccoli on 2. It mixes beautifully and evenly into your noodles. Now, we're going to take a look at our other noodles for our tuna version. We're going to do a tuna casserole with this.
That's
Beautiful.
looking just about done.
It is done. So we're going to set this off to the side. We're going to take this into our casserole dish now. Carefully spoon it out and smoothly and evenly spread it.
Making sure you get broccoli throughout each and every bite.
Yes, and if you notice that your broccoli is too clumped in one area and not enough in another, you could just easily mix that as you evenly place your mac and cheese and ham and broccoli into the casserole dish. Make sure you get all of that moisture out of there, because the more moisture you have, the better. Keep it moist. Anyway, there you have it. Now it's ready for the cheesy cheese. But while we do that, let's preheat our oven to 375 degrees. We're gonna preheat our oven and we're gonna get our foil. Here it is. But before we cover it, we're gonna cover this with cheese. Don't mind the mess. This is cheddar we're doing. The sharper, the better. Sharp cheddar.
The more cheese, the better.
The more cheese is always better. What are you talking about, man? The more cheese, the better your meal. And it's, of course, no exception to this rule in this casserole. Beautiful. They don't have to know broccoli is in there. We cover it all with cheese. Sharp.
Especially Sajin.
Especially Sajin. So don't tell him. I'm going to seal the bag. Why am I whispering? I'm going to seal this bag of cheese. Then we're going to take our foil. We're going to zip a nice, generous portion of this tin foil. Zip. It's zipped. Now we're going to cover, undercover, and make sure that that is on there nice and good all the way around. No chance for steam to escape because we want all that flavor to be locked in tight. We're gonna take some tuna. We're gonna mix it in good. Just throw it right in there from the can, already drained from all of its water, into your mac and cheese, and we're gonna stir that in real good. No simple preparation is too simple for tuna. It's easy to prepare. Doesn't cost too much, it's very cost effective, and your pantry would be lonesome without tuna fish. And it's very healthy too.
Yes,
and it's dolphin safe.
Most of the time.
Most of the time it's dolphin safe. Look for the little dolphin on the can that says dolphin safe on there. You know that Flipper hasn't been made into tuna fish. Or that it's safe for dolphins to eat. I always wondered about that.
Yeah.
The cans of tuna that say dolphin safe, does that mean that it's safe from dolphins, or does that mean that it's safe for dolphins to eat?
Maybe a mix of both?
Who knows? But in all actuality, you shouldn't eat dolphins. They are very intelligent creatures, very lovable, playful, very smart, energetic, happy little characters. Okay, we've taken all that tuna, mixed it in good, and we're going to take it right over here to our casserole dish number 2. We're going to spread it in like before. Here we go. Beautiful. Fully mixed in tuna, mac and cheese, and of course cheddar is going on the top of this. You can also use Monterey Jack or Colby for this dish. Once you got that spread it out evenly, we are going to top that with cheese. Remember, this stuff costs about $2.49, maybe $2.50, $2.99. It won't cost you that much depending on what store you go to. You can get it already pre-shredded, so no fuss, no muss.
If you like to shred it.
If you like to shred it and do it like Mom used to, then you get the nice big homemade shreds with the little chunks here and there, then by all means shred it yourself, but this is so much easier. Our formula consists of, and we're going to need some more kernel prep soon. Remember our formula, 45 minutes in, then uncover, and then 15 minutes before you remove it completely. Let it cook, let that cheese bake, and boy is it good. We're going to slide these into the oven right now because it is more than hot enough to bake our casseroles. There's the tuna one. Here comes the ham and broccoli. And I know what you're thinking. Broccoli, ew. Don't knock it till you try it, folks. It is really good. We're going to give this 45 minutes. We're going to pull them out and show you the results. And this is going to be amazing. It is time. Let us open up the oven here and see how our casseroles are doing. Look at this one. Doesn't this look delicious?
Yes, it does.
It's the broccoli one.
Ham.
And that is hot. Watch out. And here comes the tuna. There's the tuna. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? the beauty part is, it's all cheap food that you can actually prepare in the house. And we got more recipes coming your way too. We also have many different recipes, and this pantry is full of foods that don't even seem to mix and match together. You got hamburger helper, you got pork and beans, you got... that's Bill's pork and beans.
Yeah. What is it doing?
He might be a little angry if I used his pork and beans.
Yeah.
You got chocolate syrup. We can add this to balsamic vinegar and make barbecue sauce. Only the best, Jack Daniels.
That actually sounds good.
It is good. Or, if you want something sweeter, Dr. K. But I'm saving that for a rainy day. But all of that, I'm not really going to make anything with this except for to have for dessert on your ice cream. I went ahead and splurged a little, but it was on sale for $1.29. Manager special at Kroger. And that's another way you can stretch your food budget. Look for the specials, carry coupons if you can. There are so many ways to stretch your food dollar that won't get you into the ground, it won't break you, and you just got to know what to look for. If it's on sale, get a few extra. Or, you know, I mean, the possibilities are endless. But all you got to do, shop smart, eat smart, and you'll be on cloud nine. And look at this stuff. We're going to be living La Vida Cloud Nueve as we eat our casseroles out of mac and cheese and just common everyday household foods. And we are now ready to sample our wonderful casseroles to Mr. Test Subject Sajin.
Welcome back.
He just woke up from his nap, so he's a little bit in a blah mood.
I'm very foggy.
Yeah, well, here's something that'll wake you up. Hey, Sajin, are you ready for some casserole?
Yay, food!
Are you ready for some cheese?
I love cheese.
Everybody
You
loves cheese.
you cannot have enough cheese.
That is right. You can never have enough cheese. So, fold out your hands and close your eyes, and the kitchen magician will put something in. A nice, beautiful surprise.
Is this gonna be money?
You'll see.
Concentrate. Cheese.
Fine cheese.
Okay, wait. Hold it down like this, so that way...
There we go.
Right there. Okay, now perfect. Now don't move that hand. Now concentrate. Think cheese.
Cheese.
Cheese. Oozing cheese. 1, 2, 3. There you go. It's done.
Whoa.
The kitchen magician strikes again.
How do you do that?
It's magic. You don't have to be a magician in order to turn a side dish into a meal in itself. And there's your cheese casserole, mac and cheese style. Try it.
There's broccoli in this.
That could be broccoli,
It could be something else.
but it could be something else. Give it a try.
Okay.
It is prepared SonicBlu style. Would I have ever steered you wrong on broccoli before?
No, you haven't.
Exactly.
You haven't.
Give it a try. It's also ham in there.
Ooh, okay.
He loves ham.
And ham and cheese go good together.
Yes, they do. So does broccoli. So,
All right,
here we go. Here's
This
the broccoli.
is the
Broccoli and ham.
broccoli and ham
With cheddar.
with cheddar
Yes.
and noodles. It's still hot.
It's very hot. What do you think? I got an out of him.
That's good.
Is it really?
Yes.
Okay, now try a bite of
this
that
one?
one.
This
This
one?
is a different type?
This is a different type.
Okay.
So let's see if you can guess what type that is. Because they're catty cornered. That's that one and that one with that one and that one.
Thank you.
Oh, I didn't know what you were trying to aim at. Let's see.
I don't know what it was.
Okay, let's see if you can identify the secret ingredient in this casserole.
There's a secret ingredient in this.
There's a secret ingredient, yes. Here we go. I think you might need another bite. He's looking.
He's trying to
cheating.
He's trying to figure
I'm
it out.
trying to cheat. I'm trying to figure
Trying
it
to
out.
identify
It's,
it.
did you put eggs in this?
No eggs. Try again.
Try another bite.
I can't put my finger on it.
Shall we give him a hint?
Yeah.
Tuna.
He got it. I didn't even have to start singing. It is a tuna mac and cheese casserole.
Okay. It's funny. He hasn't even tried his own creation yet.
He was the first one to try the other one the other day.
Yeah, that was good. It was good. Now, everyone knows I'm not really a big fan of broccoli, but as we've seen in the past,
4 times now.
They have got me to eat broccoli.
And here it is. And he likes it.
And here's number 4.
Broccoli on here.
This is the 4th time he's had broccoli, and he's not a big fan of it, but he is definitely eating his broccoli now. And take it from Sage in here, and myself, that if you're not too fond of broccoli, put cheese in it. It'll make it taste a lot better. And you won't even know it's in there. All you can do is just look. Ew, broccoli, but give it a taste. You won't even taste it, because it's surrounded by cheese and ham and cheddar. There is your big flavor right there. Let me try the tuna. Yes, every weekend. This is the tuna one.
I had a cat that if you put tuna out for her at one point, she literally would get down there and start eating it. She would do the whole.
Cats are funny like that, aren't they?
It was great. She was a great cat.
Big flavor of tuna on this bite.
Yes.
Now that you know what's in it, you can definitely taste it.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with tuna. But you can go wrong if you don't know how to prepare the food, and that's what we're here for. To show you a few things about how to prepare casseroles as beautiful and delicious as this. And if you think that I'm kidding you, then you should test this recipe out on your own terms and see what your own family thinks of them, especially the broccoli and ham. They'll love you for it. And remember, tarragon makes the broccoli. Stay tuned for more money-saving ideas on what you can do in your own home when you're tight on the budget. This is SonicBlu Darkfold, speaking for the Opop Bits crew, saying Auf Wiedersehen and happy eating.
You missed.
I missed. And now I gotta bend down to pick it up, and my back isn't doing right. Well, I'll just throw it at the cameraman, though. I don't know. Joking! Anyway, we were ready to pull our casseroles out of the oven, so let's stop with the Street Fighter references and get to eating. This is cheddar we're doing. The sharper, the better. Sharp cheddar. James Brown even once did a song about sharp cheddar. It went kind of like this. Sharp cheddar, sharp cheddar, cheddar, sharp cheddar, sharp cheddar, hit me with some sharp cheddar. I think. I don't know. I mean...
It doesn't sound like him.
No, that wasn't James Brown. That was just me
Goofing
off, having fun at the Godfather of Soul's expense. I don't think he would mind it very much, but...
Yeah. I would
He's
laugh if
dead
he
right
walked in right now and said, "You can't use my stuff anymore."
Well, he won't walk. He'll float into the room because
Yeah,
he's
true.
a spirit.
True.
Wandering in the afterlife.
Okay, his family walks in. How's that?
His family walks in. Oh, and then I'm hit with a lawsuit. It's like, you can't make fun of our dad that way, man. That is not cool, man. Come on now. Say that you want it. Say that you need it. Cheese. Cheese. You know it makes me wanna shout, here's the cheddar cheese, here's the cheddar cheese. I don't wanna say, please, give me some of that cheese. Say, hey, 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 it's Indian folk music.
Well, I think this just turned into an Indian meal.
No, it didn't. Turning into a sea meal, a seafood meal that everybody can enjoy if you like tuna. You know it makes me wanna shout, give me more of that cheese, please and thank you, cheese. I want some more of that cheese, with some crackers and cheese, and some sausage. Let me try the tuna.